Well, good afternoon, everybody. Today I wanted to show you my installation. I'm gonna put a little bit of USB power on the bike. This is just like a cheap Amazon fix. I guess I'll put the one I used in the description, but it's just one that seems fairly simple, straightforward. Hopefully it won't draw down my battery. And we'll just show a little bit of the installation. And there was a suggestion here to double check polarity. This connects, I forget the name of this one, but this is a kind of the older style 2-wire connection for cars and stuff. And so this just plugs into there. I'm going to route it underneath the seat, maybe pull it up here somewhere, and then it could go possibly into my tank bag, or I'll just keep it here. I'm not sure. We'll see how that goes yet. And yeah, so we'll see how that works. I have a trip coming up. We're going to be traveling a little over 2,000 kilometers, and so I thought it might be nice to have some USB power to run, you know, a GPS, or even just keep power on my phone and use that as a GPS. And so yeah, starting early next week, we want to head out from Manitoba here out to Thunder Bay, Ontario, and then we're going to go hopefully out to Marathon along Lake Superior. So that's going to be pretty cool, riding with my buddy again on this ride. We're going to head out with 3 of us, and we're dropping one guy off who's going on his way to Sault Ste. Marie. 2 of us are heading on to Thunder Bay and then to Marathon and back, and then a kind of a day trip around Thunder Bay to do some sightseeing there. Back home, 5 days on the road, so that should be a lot of fun. Been developing my packing list for the bike trip, and hopefully we are totally prepared for rain or shine, hot, cold, whatever. Anyway, we will stay tuned for that. Hopefully I'll get a little bit of video for that to put on the channel. Anyway, today we are installing the USB power. Okay, so when my bike came from the dealer, they installed, I think I put it under here. That's the OBD port. There we go. They installed a charger dewey on there. I'll get a close-up of that for you. So you can see the positive and negative are already marked on there. We'll just put a meter on there and make sure it's what it says. Okay, let's see what this is going to show. I got our meter here. So the safest way to use, let's put this back here. The safest way to use a meter is to set it to voltage. Because with voltage you can't burn your meter out very easy with voltage unless you drive too many volts into it, and unless it's an analog one where this is auto ranging. If it's a non-auto ranging meter, then you got to make sure you start with a higher voltage range. So anyway, I don't know if you'll be able to see that. Mine is set for auto range and DC. So it says of the 2 pins here, one is sticking out, one is covered, protected, it's inside there. So as one could guess, the hidden one will be the positive. So there you go, we have 12.96 volts, and the positive is positive. So that is great. This power is on all the time because this is just the port for charging the bike. But as opposed to getting the one from Triumph, which will turn on and off with your ignition, which is probably a better idea. For now, we just have to do it this way because getting parts from Triumph right now is kind of hard. So my bag here shows that the bare pin is supposed to be the positive, and the bare pin goes into the non-exposed pin on this side. So that adds up. Should be good. Well, the sun is coming out again. Hopefully my exposures won't be too wild. Got my Leatherman, what is it? Leatherman Skeletool. And these suckers are sharp. Funny story, one of my friends borrowed me his knife carpenter, and he just loved his really sharp knife. And I was using it blindly, trying to feel with my fingers where I was cutting, and I major cut my hand on it. Okay, so there it is. A little protector on here. I don't think there's any lights on this thing whatsoever. Oh, it's a dual port. There you go. Okay. Let's hope nothing blows up here. Yeah, so there we go. We'll have to find something to plug in there. Try it out. Okay, so after finding a cable, got my GPS, my old GPS from the car. And not to worry, there's nothing metal on here to worry about being around the battery. And so here we go, plugged it in. I don't know if you can see that. It is booting up. Slowly. There we go. Let's see if you can see that. So that's good news. We know we have power. Now we just have to figure out how we want to route it. So just in case you're as interested as I am, wondering what the sleeping current is that this is going to... I don't know if I made up my own word, sleeping current. So what happens when you set your meter to amperage, the electricity flows through the meter. It also says AC. I don't want AC, I want DC. Oh, it only does AC amps. I guess we won't be able to do it with this meter. Okay, as we were saying, if we want to check out how much power this uses, I plug this in with these two pins exposed. Well, actually the one pin exposed and the one exposed. And so what we want to do is set our meter to DC amps, and I'm going to start at 10 amps. I don't think it'll be anywhere near that, but we want to be at 10 amps. And on a lot of meters, you could see you use a different pin. So the black is common. That's the 10 amp DC. So what you want to know is when you're measuring DC, the current flows through the meter. So if you would like stick this in a receptacle at home, like you would toast your meter, because it's technically a dead short. So you never want to put in amperage, put it across a battery, you will blow something, hopefully only a fuse. But in this case, I'm just measuring how much power this converter is in here, because it converts it to 5 volts, I think it was. Okay, let's bring this up out of here. And as I expected, nothing. Okay. And now let me see again here, milliamps. So milliamps is back in this other jack. So then we're going to go to the next biggest one. We're going to go to 200 milliamps. And so I would say that's 2.2 milliamps with nothing plugged in. 20 milliamps, 200 milliamps. So let's see what happens if we plug in the GPS. Okay, so the GPS is plugged in. And because the power goes through my meter, this should power up when I stick this in here, but I would love to see my meter while it's doing that. Okay, I have 48, 57, 55, 60. So I have 70 milliamps and climbing. It's up to 160, 180. My cord's unplugging. Well, I hope I didn't blow something in my meter here. Okay, so she's booting up. We're in the 10 amp mode and we're reading 0.08 amps. And that might climb as this GPS boots up. So we have full screen brightness there. So we have 0.3 amps. It's powering the GPS. And this thingy here has a fuse built in. Wonder if we know what that is. Well, it just started raining here again. It's getting darker and darker outside, so I got this cover off here. So we have a, oh, it wasn't plugged in all the way. We have a 7.5 amp fuse there. So that'll give us quite a bit of power to work with. So there's other thing I wanted to mention here. If you're watching my hand here, there is a cover over the positive post on the battery. The 12 volts itself is not going to hurt you, but what will hurt you working around 12 volts, and that's why they often tell you to take the negative off the battery, I believe, is that if you get your ring in between the post and something metal and it makes a conduction, it'll put a whole lot of current through something metal on your body, and it will heat up and it will like burn you severely very quickly. So that is the danger of working around batteries. So we're gonna put our bag back on here. So this has a port right here. We're gonna see if we can feed the USB thing through there. Looks like I'm gonna have to empty this baby. So I had to cut this a little bit. Watch what's on the other side of the bag here, not my hand. We're just going to make that hole just a little bit wider. So reminding me of that story I was telling you about my friend's super sharp knife. My hand was bleeding so bad, I was actually working in a hospital, and they applied a clear band-aid. It wasn't official doctoring, clear band-aid over it, and it was just blood everywhere when I was running it underneath the sink. So let's see if we can get this through now. Speaking of the hospital, this reminds me of a laparoscopic surgery. As you push it through and you get this bulging motion. Alright, so there we go. So this side would absolutely never ever fit. This side's no problem. And I'm going to have to decide whether I want to leave this plugged in overnight or just plug it in when I want to use it. Yeah, 2.2 milliamps. I don't know if that's enough to cause a problem, but who wants to find out and damage their battery when they completely take it down to zero? So as I have often liked to do, I'm going to have this go underneath here, I think. And I always like to plug these guys in. I was just caught out in the rain earlier, so if you see water on my bike, that will be the reason why. So this strap kind of keeps everything where we want it. And then this will plug in like so. And it will be kind of out of the way. Let's see if we can get the seat on there. Put my insurance papers there or so. Seats are often a little tricky to get on. Yeah, I heard a click. So there we go. Okay, well, thanks for watching this video, for spending some time on my channel. If you like this video and other videos, content I create, please like and subscribe. It helps my channel. And we'll see you again on the next video. Hopefully I do some video shooting when on our trip. It's not really what my channel is about, but hey, maybe you're interested to see how the Triumph performs on my trip, which I have no doubts that it won't perform well. And this will be my first longer multi-day trip. I've done kind of whole day trips, but this will be my first multi-day long trip on the Triumph Tiger 660. Now, hopefully with a bit of power. Thanks for watching.